Joining us now is head coach Vanessa Blair-Lewis, Kennedy Harris, and Paula Suarez from George Mason. Coach, I'm Debbie. We're going to have you make an opening statement. We'll take questions to the players, and then we'll go back to our questions for the head coach. So anytime you're ready.
Yeah, it was really good to see the ladies come out on fire like this tonight. What we emphasized was we had to have a strong defensive presence. St. Louis is a team that is going to make you play fast, and they're not going to go away. And they've had two really good games in this tournament. So really hats off. Coach Rebecca Tillett is a really good coach. But tonight these girls refused to be denied. And that's just how they played, and that's what we talked about before we came in here. We had to be really strong defensively, and we had to make sure we shared the ball and everybody take part in connecting.
All right, we're going to start with questions for the players first. Do you have your hand up in the back, sir? No? Yeah, I thought you did. Sir, if you'll get the mic back to him. Sir? Two mics, great.
Coach, how important was it for you guys to get out to start this game on a high note after last year and in this tournament to start off on a strong note? Just how important was it?
It was really important. You know, we came last night to watch St. Louis play, and, you know, you walk back into a place where your heart got broken and you got a chance, you know, like I told the girls, is, you know, you get a chance to do it again, you know, and that's what we focused on, that we get to do this again.
To the players. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Daniel Frank for E10. Kennedy for you. You guys had a great start to the second half. St. Louis makes their run, gets it down to 12, and it seems like you just start taking over, you're hitting shots. Take us through that moment there.
My teammates just kept finding me, and I just knocked down the shots that I needed to.
Hi, Kelly Burke, CBS Sports. Paula, this question's for you. I talked to Coach the other day, and she was saying that, you know, throughout your career, she's been saying the word Dita to you. So how have you kind of taken that and really put it to use today, really being aggressive, looking for your shot?
Just trying to be confident. I know they're confident in me, and my teammates are confident in me also. So just trying to take the open shot. Also find my teammates in it. So, but if I'm open, I'll be confident in shooting.
Natalie, go ahead. We get a mic right here in the front.
Natalie Hubbard with the Next. Paula, for you, you know, you were part of that team that 3 years ago in Coach's first season upset St. Louis as the 14th seed, and now you're heading to the semifinals for the first time in program history. Just what does being a part of this 4-year turnaround for Mason and the growth over the 4 years of the program meant to you?
It's incredible. I just love seeing where, you know, every single practice, every single game we play, knowing where it came from, you know, knowing everything we've been through, how every year there's just new players come in, they're just hungry to win. And just seeing where the program is at right now, where it's going to continue to be is just incredible to see.
Go ahead, and then we have a question here. Go ahead, sir.
If I look at the players, we've talked a lot this season about, and the last several years, about records being broken. But a very significant one tonight, in addition to Mason's first semifinals in any conference since 2004, was this program record for most wins in a season was set tonight. What does that mean to you guys?
I mean, it's really good, but we're not going to celebrate that right now. We're just focused on the next game, you know, because the job's still not done. But it's really good to, you know, keep breaking records.
Gentlemen, go ahead.
Chris Powell, Couch Coach Live. Congratulations on the win. Kennedy, you led the team with 18 points. What was working well for you offensively, and how did you take advantage of St. Louis's defense?
I was doing a lot of catch and shoot, so I was just knocking down, making sure my feet were set, making sure I took my shot with confidence.
Any additional questions for the players? Yes, ma'am.
Kennedy, Kelly Burke, CBS Sports. I know you love art and graphics art, so, you know, how do you kind of take that creativity and take that to the basketball court, kind of looking at it as your blank canvas and creating shots?
Like you said, my mind is a blank canvas, so I'm not really like, you know, I'm just always just looking for a new way to score, a new way to handle the ball, just anything that can help my game.
Any additional questions for the players? All right, ladies, we'll let you guys go back to the locker room. Thank you very much.
Home.
And now we'll take additional questions for the
Not
coach,
to Spain.
please. Additional questions for the coach. And, I thought he had his hand up. Yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
I know you talked about in the opening as far as defensively. What are your thoughts on your team dominating the rebounding battle today, and how much emphasis was placed on controlling the boards and the impact it had on today's game?
Yeah, and we watched them play last night and the game before, and they're very, very aggressive on the boards. And we knew that we could not allow second and third opportunities because not only can they rebound, they can kick it out and they can hurt you from the three. So that was a huge focus. That it was one and done tonight on the boards.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Coach, over the last few years, we've talked about free throws a fair amount. And tonight, you guys hit 32 of 37 from the line. How good does that feel for you as a coach to see the ball going in there?
Oh, it's good. I think Paige had 20 of them, didn't she? I'm like, she's determined to get 20 points tonight. No, when you're in games like this, free throws matter. They can be separators, especially when a team is pressing you like this, and that's the reward. You got to knock down those free throws to keep the separation. But I thought our girls were really focused today, not having, had an opportunity to shoot here since a year ago this time. Like they just came in, they were just locked in. And you can just tell in the locker room before a game starts as a coach, what you have to say and what you need to say to your players. And they just looked at me like, Coach, just get out the way. We're ready. Like, we're ready. And you just felt that energy tonight. And that's exactly what happened. They understood the assignment.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I noticed first quarter you started real well, but then you went to the 2-3 zone defense. And then I've noticed very specifically Mitchell, she was just moving a lot throughout the whole game, and you started there tonight. And I saw that you put a lot of trust in her throughout the season. I just wanted to get your take on that.
Yeah, she's our sixth man of the year. Like she goes and does whatever you ask her to do, and that's just a strength of hers. She's going to be everywhere. She's going to do all the dirty work. She's going to offensive rebound. She's going to dive on the floor. She's going to shoot gaps. She is a really, really big part of what we do defensively.
Questions? Right in the front again, please.
Again, Danielle and I have been here, asked you a lot of questions over the years. I know there's still more basketball to be played, but just from your perspective, as you continue to make history, first semifinals appearance in the A10 and program record in wins, what does that mean to you, having started out with a 10-win season and a last place finish in your first year here?
This was the goal, though. I don't think our staff is shocked to be here. This is what we planned. This is when we took the job that we knew these are the steps that we wanted to make and take with the program. So I'm really, it's not a cockiness, but it's confident. Like we really believe in what we do and how we grow, not just the program, but how we grow young women. And put them in a position to be successful, not just on the court, but off the court, and really pour into them and believe big for them in their lives. You look at the end result, and it's like, oh, they're making baskets, but they're making baskets in life too. And that's what we take really big pride in what we do with this program. So, obviously, we're really excited about where we are, and obviously we have two more games in our mind to go, to get to what our ultimate goal is. But every girl that was recruited, woman that was recruited on this team knew that these are the steps we wanted to be, and every year we had a goal. And every year we met that goal or sometimes exceeded it. And that's just being very purposeful, and for us, we operate with excellence and a standard. And this is the result of that.
In the back, go ahead, sir.
Coach, how much of a sigh of relief is it to just get one game into this tournament? I know sometimes it takes a little bit for people to get the ball rolling when it comes to these tournaments, but how much of a sigh of relief is it to get one out of the way, and how quick do you kind of dump this game and get ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, our last regular season game was on the 1st, and it felt like a month ago. It's just, you get that double bye, and you're just waiting, and you're practicing, and you don't even know who you're practicing for. You're just out there practicing and shooting shots and thinking about, okay, well, if this team wins, that team wins. So, last night was, I think, relaxing for our ladies. Like, we finally got a chance to say, okay, this is who we're going to play, and now you can go to sleep with that in mind. So, yeah, it's huge to get the first win. I think that's always the hardest one, is to see the ball go in and see yourself get stops and see the girls have fun, and that's what we talked about. Go have fun, right? Go have fun. Like last year we were here this time, like obviously it wasn't fun, so let's have fun. We're prepared for this moment, and let's leave it in no one's hands.
Any additional questions for the coach? No?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
with head coach Rebecca Tillett. Oh, I'm sorry, we have and who, I'm sorry?
Bring another chair.
Oh, and Isabel Tillett, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Coach, we'll start with an opening statement from you, and then we will go to questions for the players, and then back to you.
Yeah, I think credit to George Mason, especially on the rebounding effort. We knew that that was going to be critically important to upsetting them today. So I think that truly is the difference in the game, rebounding and the toughness it takes to get that part done. In terms of our team and the lessons that we've learned and the season that we've had, there's been considerable adversity for our team, and yet they stayed determined and helped not only themselves, but other people believe that it was possible again, and that's the power of teams. Teams can make other people believe that great things can happen, no matter the circumstances, no matter what's going on in your life. So for us to cut it to 12 in that, right, then we're proving again to ourselves and proving to the people that love and support us that, hey, this is still possible. This is still something good that can happen. And I think this team had to figure those things out along the way. And in the end, that's the most important lesson that they need to learn, is to be great teammates and to believe that good things can still happen if they put in enough work and care deeply enough about the people around them.
Questions for the players, please. Questions right here in the front row?
Natalie Heverin with the Next, for any of you, all of you, what do you think was the biggest point of growth for the team throughout the season?
Who's going to jump in?
Like Coach Tillett said, the belief and the determination. I think the beginning of the season, we may not have all believed that we could do something special this year. But as we continue to learn lessons, we showed that with determination and staying determined and willing things to happen, anything happened. So I think just our determination changed, and it was a shift, especially going into this tournament. So just really proud of our effort.
For the players, yes, sir, go ahead.
Daniel Frank from A10 Talk. Tough loss, obviously, for you guys, but congratulations on for the seniors' excellent careers and great success over the years. Curious, in the second half, you guys are down by about over 20 points, and you guys put together a 16-2 run. What is the message at that point in the huddle between you guys to say, hey, we're not backing down from this?
Who's that for, anybody, or?
For any of the players.
Okay.
I think just taking it, one play at a time, one defensive possession at a time, one offensive possession at a time, and every time we came into a huddle, whether it was on the court, on the bench, we all had that belief and still had confidence in each other to make big shots, make a big play, still get the rebound, and that just says a lot of what we learned this year. Like Ken said, the belief that we have in each other is instilled within us every practice, every game. So, going on those runs, we wish we could do it earlier or, make those big shots, but still, we know we have each other's backs and we're still great teammates.
Questions for the players? Yeah, one more in the front here.
I've asked you about growth, but what was the biggest small win, or what might be viewed as a small win, or highlight of the season for you? And anyone can answer.
Who's going to take that one?
Or just highlight of your career at
You don't have to move it. It'll work.
I think, we started out 0-4. Just figuring out that first one is just a sense of joy that's so hard to sometimes create when you're that low, but we all stuck together, figured it out, and, we celebrated like we won the ATEM championship that game. So just continuing to figure it out and learn lessons and enjoying the process is something that I think we'll all look back on and find as a small victory.
And one more, okay.
Amanda from A10, just you guys shot a little less than 34% from the field. Just what was George Mason doing that was making it so difficult to win those shots throughout the game?
Who wants to take that one, players?
There's only one way they want to guard us, and it was the only way they could guard us today. Now, we have a responsibility to knock down shots, so had we knocked a few more down, they would have stopped guarding us that way. But it's not the way they want to guard, and it's not the way they guard anybody else.
Any final questions for the players? Right in the front row. Okay, this will be the last one.
You know, Belle, for you, what's it been like, you know, going on this college basketball journey with your mom as your coach and getting to spend a lot of time with your mom during your college years, which I know not a lot of people get to do?
Yeah, it's one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. I didn't know if I wanted to play college basketball, and my mom gave me that opportunity. And I think we made the most of it, honestly. Whether it be winning, losing, walking to Panera for lunch, it's just every little thing has meant so much to me. And I know personally I'll never take it for granted. I know a lot of people don't get to do it. So yeah, it's just been one of the best things I've ever got to experience.
Thank you, ladies. We'll let you go back to the locker room. And now we'll take additional questions for Coach Teller. Questions for the coach, please.
Coach, for you, I guess building off of that, what does that mean to you as a mother to have had these years with Isabel, you know, as a coach and as a mother?
You know, I just said in the locker room, Kenny Brooks, the head coach at Kentucky, he coached his daughters as well. And when he found out I was going to coach Belle, he said, you know, don't let anybody steal your guys' joy. And anybody that's coached their child knows that it's way harder on the kid than it is the coach, right? I mean, as the coach, you're just trying to make fair decisions, and you know that people might think you're making unfair decisions, and it weighs into your decision making. However, for the player, it's much harder. They have to enter team spaces. There's actually a really funny story about Ken and Belle when we were recruiting Ken, and we're talking about the roommates when they're coming in as freshmen and saying, you know, compatibility-wise, you and Belle might be really good roommates. And Ken, such a direct communicator and leader, says, what if I'm upset with you after the game and, like, I got to go back to the room with Belle? And I was like, well, what I know about Belle is that you guys will probably be saying similar things. And, you know, I said, but you talk to her and you see what you think. And they've been roommates all 4 years, dear friends, incredible leaders together. And just both are so selflessly team first. All they care about is how do we win. I keep saying that they won 3 championships in 4 years. That's not fair. They won 4. They won a regular season championship and a tournament championship as freshmen. Won a historic first 4 game for the first time that women even had the opportunity to compete in a first 4. And then went on to win, you know, St. Louis's first championship, and then the A-10's first postseason national tournament championship in the WNIT run. So, you know, those two are just really, really incredible. And yeah, I enjoy every minute coaching Belle and hope she comes back.
Questions? Oh, in the front. Okay.
You know, can you just talk about, you talked about Kennedy and Belle, but the rest of your seniors, the impact that you hope you've had on them and they've had on you over the last few years?
Yeah, goodness. We just did this in the locker room. You know, it's a powerful moment for coaches and players and teammates. I think this group is specifically how much we learned together, myself included, how many challenges we faced together. You know, in college basketball, sometimes you guys get to hear the stories of the women, but there's some stories that never get told that are absolutely, you know, movies could be made about what some of these women live through and accomplish. You know, we've got women that travel the world and are international, and as do many other institutions, but what sacrifices those young women make to be on the team. We have one student in particular that hasn't seen her family in an amount of time that you wouldn't imagine, and yet devotes herself and creates a family environment within our setting. So I think just the commitment they make, the sacrifices they make, which every single team does, but ultimately this team needed to learn how to be really connected, and they did at the time that it was right. And you know, as a coach, you just wish that we could have figured this one out so they could have more time learning it together.
Other questions for the coach? No? Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Good season.